Today, I'm looking at these. These are the Ugreen HiTune X5 True Wireless Stereo Earbuds. Now, these were sent to me for review, and I have to say, I'm probably not the best person to talk about wireless earbuds because the only ones I've ever used, I'm actually more of a headphone guy really, the only ones I've ever used are AirPods, AirPods Pro, these Sennheiser True Wireless Momentum 2s, and these. But you know what? I don't think the guys that sent these to me for review are going to mind too much because I'm going to summarise now and basically say that for £40 to £50, these are amazing. Honestly, I have been using them since I got them, and I have left my Sennheisers at home. And there's a couple of reasons for that, which I'll get onto in a second. But if you're just after a summary, if all you want to spend on earbuds is £40 to £50, you want deep, solid bass with your earphones, because not everybody does want that. But if you want that and you're a fan of that, these are the ones to go for. Honestly, they sound great. But what I'll do in this video is show you what's in the box, and then we'll have a look at the website. Just go down the website, have a look at the features of these, and I'll just talk about whether I think that's true or whether it's good or bad or not. But really, I can just summarize really quickly, as I said, and just say that, yeah, these are totally worth it. I really, really love them. So what do you get in the box? Well, not a great deal. You wouldn't expect too much. You just get a little box like this that contains the USB-C cable, a really, really short USB-C cable, and it also contains 4 pairs of the little kind of silicon earbuds, so they can, you know, different sizes, so you can fit different types of ears. My ears are quite big, so I go with the largest, and they provide the best fit. And then you just get the actual earbuds themselves in their charging case, so they just open up like that, and then they just slot out, and they've got their standard kind of charging connectors on the bottom, and when you want to unpair them and turn them off, you just shut the box like that, and it immediately comes up with the lights and says what the status of charge is in the box. Then it says these two are flashing now, which means it's currently charging both earphones, both earbuds, and if it only charges one, it'll just show the one on the right. It's dead straightforward. On the back, we've got a pairing button, which you just press and hold, and that allows you to pair these with different devices. And then on the bottom, the charging cable for the actual box itself. And that's it. That's all there is to them. Here we are on the Ugreen website. Now, I appreciate that you could just go on the website and look at these yourself, but what I'm going to do here is kind of just go down the website, look at the features of the earbuds, and just give you my review as to whether I think they're kind of telling the truth or kind of over-egging it a little bit or something like that. Firstly, you can see the actual design of them very clearly here. Very nice, kind of sort of shiny design, and this probably isn't to everybody's taste, actually. I mean, maybe I could argue that this little sort of shiny bit with the dots and stuff is a little bit dated maybe in its design, but honestly, once they're in your ear, they're so small anyway, you're not going to notice, and nobody's going to really care too much about that. So yeah, they don't have the kind of white Apple look or anything like that, but who cares? They look fine and they sound fine, so all good. The case itself, nice and small, nice and compact and solid. So let's move down and see what they engineered for music and crafted for life. Yeah, okay. Well, we're not going to worry too much about that bit. Okay. Now, what they use is they use this Qualcomm QC3040 system on chip. So there are a lot of earbuds out there that use exactly the same chip. So essentially, you can go out there and buy all sorts of different products that are basically identical because they're using exactly the same chipset. So I don't know, they have to kind of find other ways to differentiate themselves from all those other products. So, for example, here it says it's Bluetooth 5.2. Well, that's a system on chip thing. All the other earbuds out there at this price range are going to be Bluetooth 5.2 as well, which is great because 5.2 is kind of the latest version and it's really up to date. Very few devices will support 5.2, but it's there. It means it's future-proofed, right? And equally, Qualcomm aptX, so it has the aptX, it supports the aptX codec for better kind of lossless quality. You won't get that kind of higher quality lossless sound from an iPhone. It's pretty close, but it's not quite as good as the aptX side. But again, this is something that you'll get on all your budget earbuds that use this same Qualcomm chipset. However, one of the key differences with these is this 10mm dynamic driver that they have. So this is pretty big, actually, considering the size of the earbuds. This thing is big, and that's one of the reasons why they're able to provide such deep, solid bass. Now, that is a thing that it's entirely up to you whether you like it or not. I found personally that on certain songs, it was almost overwhelming, the amount of bass, and it maybe overdid it a little bit. But what I will say is that it was never out of control. It never sounded awful or distorted or anything like that. It was just maybe a bit too much for my taste. However, sometimes it was amazing, honestly. I was wearing these in the swimming pool last week. My son was having a swimming lesson. I was wearing these in the swimming pool, and there was this kind of bass on one of the songs, like running around my head. And I sort of thought, is this something, part of the air conditioning in the pool or something like that? And it wasn't. It's just these. Honestly, they produce, the amount of solid, deep bass they produce is incredible for devices that just rest gently in your ear. So another thing to point out, they go on about the bass here, obviously. Another thing to point out here is they say 4 mics, ENC plus CVC, whatever that means, noise cancellation. Now remember, they're a bit deceiving here, because these earbuds do not have active noise cancellation. They don't have the kind of cancellation where it produces a sound and it cancels out background noise in the same way that more expensive earbuds will do and lots of kind of wireless headphones do. They don't have that active noise cancellation. They effectively rely on the fact that these are shoved in your ear, right? They block out a lot of the noise anyway, but they don't have active noise cancellation. What this is talking about is when you're on a call and the sound that goes into the mic, it will kind of cancel out that background noise, and it will make sure that you're not hearing all the traffic behind someone. You're only hearing the voice of someone when you're speaking on the phone, and it works really, really well. I tried these. I was talking to my partner, and I said, right, I'm going to turn the kettle on now. And you know how loud kettles are when they're boiling, right? I'm talking people more in the UK here, actually. I appreciate that not everyone around the world uses kettles in the same way as we do in the UK, but she just couldn't hear it at all. It just completely blanked out that enormous background roar of the kettle, and it just did its job perfectly. Instant pairing, yep, super quick to pair. I agree. True wireless mirroring. Well, yeah, I would expect that. I would expect them to be the same. So again, they're talking about that Qualcomm chipset again. It's a decent chipset, nothing wrong with it at all. Never miss a single detail. So there we go, back on this 10mm driver. Definitely works, definitely produces that deep bass if you like it. And super bass. Okay, yeah, so they're saying they have this super bass enhancement. So they're saying they're boosting things around the 20 to 120 hertz-ish maybe, and I would agree, it's nice deep stuff. It's not the kind of plummy, muddy stuff. It's really deep stuff that comes through on these. Again, Bluetooth 5.2 is great if your phone supports that. I don't think that many devices yet at the time of recording, so it's October 2021, really support 5.2, so you're not going to get the full benefits. It's only if both sides support 5.2 that you'll get the full benefits on that. Sounds good, looks good, yeah. Hear the Starry Night Ocean and all. Yeah, not too sure. Okay, so again, going back, always be heard clearly. 4 mics. So they're talking here about the fact that the mics on the earbuds are super clear to everybody else. And also note that the mic is only on the left earbud. I have tested this, and it's definitely on the left. The mics are on the left earbud. That's where your sound is coming from. The right one does nothing, so you can literally have that in your pocket if you want to when you're making a call. And oh, look at all these pretty pictures. They're so nice, aren't they? When they do all these 3D models of the inside and stuff, it really sells the product. It does to a sucker like me, anyway. I just think, God, they're so nice. They're so shiny. All right, so battery life. I honestly haven't been able to test this fully. I've never had an issue with the battery life. I've just used them as I would normally use them, and I've had them on for 3 or 4 hours, and they've been fine. But I've never really stretched. I just like to use stuff in my normal everyday life, and they've been absolutely fine. You stick them in the case, and I think I've charged the case once since I've had them, and I've been using them for weeks. So yeah, 28 hours with the case, 7 hours on a single charge. Maybe that's a little bit excessive, but I wouldn't say it's way off. And different. These are the different sort of silicon ear tips, just to fit every ear. The fit is is excellent. You can hardly feel they're in your ear at all, and they will not fall out. I mean, I've sort of, I've done all sorts of stuff with these in just to kind of test it, but they're not going to come out. Okay, I mean, I sound like I'm just selling them at this point, and I don't want it to sound like this. I want this to seem like an objective and honest review, because that's exactly what this is. I'm just super impressed with these headphones, with these earbuds, for the cost of them. I mean, these are £45 on Amazon, something like that. Honestly, it's just amazing. So what else do we have? Open, pair, go. Yeah, so the tap controls, double tap for volume, doesn't feel too intuitive to me. So tap one, pause and play. I often find myself kind of stopping and starting things by accident. And then the tap two for volume control, it's okay, but some of them you long press for volume control. On this one, you long press to get kind of Siri going, or some, whatever your voice assistant is. But it works all right too. I know. It's not really fair, is it, to compare £250 earbuds with £40, £50 earbuds. But you know what? When the £40 to £50 earbuds win in so many areas, I think it's quite revealing. So the Sennheisers, if you want to make a call on these, they sound like absolute garbage. This is a recording of the Momentum True Wireless 2 headphones. I'm recording this directly into the iPhone, but I'm using the audio through the headphones themselves. This is being recorded on something a little bit cheaper. These are the Ugreen HiTune X5 Bluetooth earbuds, and I think you'll be surprised at the difference between them. I haven't changed any of the levels on the recording. One of the key things I notice is that these are generally so much clearer and so much louder, which is really important when you're on the phone near a busy road or with background noise of any kind. Not so bad in a room like this, but with any kind of background noise, it just doesn't sound as good when the headphones are quieter. So these sound way better than headphones 4 times their price. And secondly, look at the size of the case. This is what you want. A case that you can put in your pocket, slip in your pocket, wipe clean, whatever. Dead easy, right? Small. This thing, far too large. It's made of material. If I drop something on here, if I drop something on this case, it's just going to stain it. And a stupid decision. I mean, why do they do these things? This is a far better solution. As far as fit goes, well, I don't really want this to be a comparison between the two, but these kind of, they both work really well. But these are they just gently kind of rest in your ear. You just sort of twist them a little bit and point them in the direction as if it almost looks like you're wearing a tiny, tiny Bluetooth headset. The Bluetooth headsets from like 20 years ago? It looks like you're wearing a tiny version of those, and that's how they kind of sit in your ear. And it means the kind of microphone is pointed downwards, and it just works much better and works perfectly like that. They just rest in your ear. I did notice a little bit of kind of, I don't know whether it was just pushing into the side of my ear and it kind of hurt a little bit after a while. Or maybe I've got the size slightly wrong. Maybe I've just pushed them in a bit too much or something like that. But for long wearing, I didn't find it absolutely perfect. But as far as the fit goes, I mean, I'll just stick them in now so you can see. That's one in. And that's it. That's all there is to it. They just sit in the side. Let's get the camera and zoom it in. And you can have a look. There we go. See how they sit in my ear? Nice and simple. So yeah, full of praise really for these. If I was going to sort of try and be critical and pick out some bad points, as I mentioned, the bass is probably a little bit too heavy for some people. Treble wise, high end can sound a little bit rough, but to be honest, a wireless stuff, unless it's super high end and definitely using a lossless codec, can suffer from that a little bit, and I didn't really find this any worse than any other devices that I've used really. So sound quality is extremely, it's a personal thing, it's up to you. But again, for £40 to £50, I don't think you can go too far wrong. Fit is generally excellent. I did suffer, as I mentioned, with that little kind of bit of just it hurt a little bit after a while of being in my ear, and I'm not sure whether that's just because of the shape of my ears or maybe I've just got the fit wrong or something, but it wasn't quite as comfortable longer term than maybe other, other earbuds that I've used. Other than that, yeah, you can't go too far wrong with these. Excellent call quality, really good in that respect. Way better than much more expensive earbuds that I've used. And yeah, I think these are entirely worth a go. These would make a superb gift. It's the price range puts them within the sort of realms of a normal kind of birthday gift for anyone really, even for like a, never mind for just a sort of son or a daughter or something like that, but also kind of anyone. I'd spend that much on my nieces. I'd buy them each a pair of these or something for their birthday, because they are that kind of cost. They're not mega expensive and they're decent. So yeah, that's my review. That's what I think of the Ugreen X5 earbuds. If you've used these, let me know in the comments what you think about them. If you've used any other sort of budget ones that use this kind of same chipset or something like that, do you think these look better, or do you think yours are better for some other reason? Let me know in the comments what you think anyway. And thanks very much for watching. I will put links in the description, as I always do, to Amazon. It's a Genius link, but it's an affiliate link which will help support the channel if you want to click on those. But thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.